What do Jay-Z, Adele, Weezer, and Green Day all have in common? Andrew Scheps. Now let's talk about his incredible channel strip, the Scheps Omni Channel by Waves. Hey Music Maker, hope you're having a great day, and on today's quick production tip video, just like we said in the intro, we're going to talk about Andrew Scheps' incredible plugin, the Scheps Omni Channel. Now this is a all-in-one channel strip plugin that has all kinds of great stuff baked in, from EQ to saturation to compression to de-essing. This plugin makes it really simple to take one signal, run it through all of these different modules within a single channel strip, and create great streaming release-ready music. In this video, we're going to dive in how to use it and how you can start using this in your productions today. But before we jump in, if you are anything like me, you are scouring YouTube and the internet to try and find ways to produce your own music from home. That's probably how you found this video in the first place. So with that in mind, we created a full music production course called Logic Pro X for Artists and Songwriters. This is meant to show you the entire step-by-step process from beginning to end, from setting up your session all the way to mastering your release-ready track. Click the link below and you can find all the details about the course to help you create the best sounding music you ever had from your home studio. So with that, let's jump into Logic and check out Scheps Omni Channel. All right, so now that we're in Logic, I wanted to show you this track that I've been working on. It's called Take My Breath Away, and this is the lead vocal in verse 1, and I'm just going to kind of play it back. It's all dry except for a little bit of auto-tune just for your listening pleasure. So I'll play this back to kind of get a feel for the track, and then we're going to throw on Scheps Omni Channel and show you what we can do with it.
Soaking up the sunshine, chasing after blue skies. Nothing else makes me smile like heaven on a cloudy day.
Okay, so that's the general vibe. So now we're going to go ahead and solo this track, so you can kind of hear just the vocal by itself.
Soaking up the sunshine.
Like I said, just recorded using my Loudon Audio LA320 microphone through the Warm Audio 73, then through the Warm Audio LA2A, directly into the Apollo, into Logic. So other than that, and then this is just the Auto-Tune Real-Time Access, which I throw on just to smooth things out while I'm working to make sure everything is in pitch and not distracting. Okay, so now we're going to go here. Let's add this channel strip. So Scheps Omni Channel. Okay, so now this is what the plugin looks like, and it might seem a bit overwhelming at first because there's a lot of knobs and a lot of buttons here, but each one of these modules is separate and you can actually move stuff around however you want. So for instance, if we wanted to have the compressor first, we can just drag it over and swap it out with the de-esser. But we'll get into that later. So first thing here is to engage. We just click on this top button, and if it turns red, lights up, that means it's on. So obviously this is saturation, which is like the preamp. So you can turn it off and on. There's different modules within the saturation. So let's play around with the saturation.
Soaking up the sunshine.
So we can crank it here.
Chasing after blue skies. Nothing else.
Which is super cool, and if that's your vibe, I mean, you can crank it all the way up and it sounds great. So that was the odd. Here's the even harmonics.
Soaking up the sunshine.
And then heavy is going to be the most.
Soaking up the sunshine. Chasing after blue skies. Nothing.
I kind of like the odd.
Soaking up the sunshine. Chasing after blue skies.
So just add some nice harmonic distortion there. Then when you go down here, you can actually add the filtering. We can do high or low pass filters.
Soaking up the sunshine.
Obviously, it's really sensitive.
Chasing after blue skies. Nothing else makes me smile like heaven on a cloudy day.
So that's the high pass and low pass. Now down here, and you can decide how much it's doing here. So
soaking up the sunshine.
And that's specific to the
chasing
channel.
After blue skies. Nothing else makes me.
Keep it there in the center. Now there's this extra button down here, that thump, that for vocals I'm not sure if it'll have the desired effect that we're looking for.
Soaking up the sun.
But it adds some extra low end, which is great for kicks and bass and things that have more low end information, but still
soaking up the sunshine.
As you can hear,
chasing after blue skies. Nothing else
just makes a more full and rich sound. So that's the saturation. So next is the gate. So if we want to gate certain things, we can do that. In this case with the vocal, obviously I had a quiet vocal, but you can do this stuff for like live drums really easily, just dialing it in. So
soaking up the sunshine.
Turn gate on.
Chasing after blue skies. Smile like heaven. Soaking up the sunshine. chasing after blue skies, nothing else.
So it's great for controlling things like breaths if you wanted to. And you can see down here, this LEDs
Soaking
will
up
show
the
when it's in work.
sunshine, chasing after.
When it's working, these LED lights will indicate how much it engages. And then as you go down closing, all of this stuff really kind of has to do with the attack and release time of this particular gate. On a vocal, unless you have a really noisy vocal, for one, recording a quieter vocal is the best case scenario, but you could dial this in if you needed to for a vocal to kind of clean up some breaths and things like that. And then down here at the bottom, you can set your side chain to where basically the gate will react to another source. So if you do set it to a kick or something like that, it'll kind of react that way, just like sidechain compression. So for the vocal, this vocal, I'm probably going to turn the gate off. Next, as I move the compressor over in the beginning, this is a really useful chain here. There's 3 different compression models. There's VCA, which has to do with like the SSL. There's FET, which is like the 1176, and then the opto is the LA2A type compressor. So for vocals, it just kind of depends. A lot of this stuff just depends on your ear, but let's start with the opto because it's the most commonly used for vocals because it's not as harsh. So if we turn it on here,
soaking up the sunshine,
dial it back,
chasing after blue skies, nothing else makes me smile like
so you can really dial in a lot of compression. Let's try the FET.
Looking for the rainbows, soaking up the sunshine, chasing after blue skies, nothing else.
So obviously that's way too much compression, but it's really cool. At the bottom, there's actually a mix knob to where we can almost use this as parallel compression if we wanted to, but I'm going to dial this way back. And next down here, just like with any typical compressor, you can dial in your ratio.
Soaking up the sunshine, chasing after blue skies, nothing else makes me smile like heaven.
So there, and then attack. The faster the attack, the more extreme.
Soaking up the sunshine, chasing after blue skies, nothing else.
I'm going to dial the threshold up even more so that we can kind of get a better extreme example. That way you can hear it a little bit easier.
Soaking up the sunshine, chasing after blue skies.
So this hits it right away.
Nothing else makes me smile.
Not a lot of dynamics like that way.
On a cloudy day, looking for the.
The release is the amount of time that the compression holds on. So the longer the hold, the less dynamics. The shorter the hold, the quicker the dynamics.
Soaking up the sunshine.
So all the way up is just basically keep it there.
Chasing after blue skies. Nothing else makes me smile like heaven.
Pretty simple there. And then down here at the bottom, we've got our mix, we've got our output. So this is really cool. So say we just wanted to completely crush the signal and just dial it really hard here.
Soaking up the sunshine.
But we like that tone, but we don't want it to be that harsh. So we dial back the mix knob. So in context of the mix, listen to what this can do for your volume, essentially.
Soaking up the sunshine.
So we loosen it up.
Chasing after blue skies. Nothing else makes me smile like heaven on a cloudy day.
Which is great. And then, of course, with your output signal, it'll bring the lows up and it'll bring the highs down. So sometimes you need to use some makeup gain for that.
Soaking up the sunshine.
You can dial that in right here.
After.
And the same thing too is you can use all this filtering down at the bottom to dial in there. The next one over is the Deesser, and a lot of people talk about how this is very unique to this plugin because a lot of channel strips do not have de-essing built in, and especially not dual de-essing. So let's listen here.
Soaking up the sunshine.
So really cool feature of this plugin is if you hold Command and you click on any button, it'll solo that frequency.
Soaking up the sunshine.
So you can kind of hear.
Chasing after blue skies. Nothing else makes me smile like heaven on a cloudy day.
So you kind of hear that was a problematic S sound right there. We can just dial back the threshold.
Soaking up the sunshine, chasing after blue skies.
As much as we want.
Nothing else makes me smile like heaven.
So before and after.
Soaking up the sunshine.
A lot of soaking up the sunshine, so then with it on.
soaking up the sunshine.
Just like with all the other modules, you can see the indication over here. So we know we kind of took out those bigger S sibilant sounds there. You can change the curves, and then down here is the second one. So if, for instance, you had another frequency that was just bugging you, let's see if we can find something here.
Soaking up the sunshine. Taking up the blue sky. Nothing else makes me smile like heaven on a cloudy day. Looking for the rainbows. Soaking up the sunshine. Chasing after blue skies. Nothing else.
So we're kind of able to dial back a little bit more of the higher S sibilant sounds, which is really cool because a big thing with recording and mixing is it's all in the subtleties. So doing a little bit of moves on a lot of plugins can definitely help. Now, of course, we want to use as little plugins as possible to accomplish the sound, and that all comes from getting a great source recording in the beginning, but it's great to be able to just make little moves across this plugin and dial in just the right sound. So then, of course, down here, like with everything else, we have the output where we can just boost up the output gain. So the next segment over is the EQ section, which is super powerful. We've got our high frequency, our tone frequency, and then also our low frequency. Now, just like with before, if we hold down the control button,
Soaking up
we can hear exactly what frequency it is.
chasing after blue skies. Nothing else makes me smile like heaven on a cloudy day. Looking for the rainbows. Soaking up the sunshine. Chasing after blue skies. Nothing else makes me smile like heaven on a cloudy day.
So we just get a little
Looking
brightness
for
here.
the rainbows, soaking up the sunshine, chasing after blue skies. Nothing else makes me smile like heaven.
So this is where we
on
pick
a
our frequency, and then we can boost or cut. So simple to use to dial in just the right vocal
Soaking
sound.
up the sunshine, chasing after blue skies.
So I like those highs there. And then two, you can move the deesser after the EQ. So let's just do that just because I like the DS after EQ. That way you can kind of hear exactly what you do. So just like with before, we just move it over one. And then we'll readdress after we do our EQ, we'll readdress the de-essing. So let's go down here to the mids.
Soaking up the sunshine, chasing after eyes. Nothing else makes me smile like heaven on a cloudy day. Looking for the rainbows, soaking up the sun.
Cool. And then down here, just like in all these modules, we can change the shape of the EQ curve down here on each one of these channels. So let's go to the tone.
Soaking up the sunshine, chasing up the blue skies. Nothing else makes me smile like heaven on a cloudy day. Looking for the rainbows, soaking up the sunshine.
Let's go down here to the lows.
Sun, chasing after blue sky. Else makes me like heaven on a cloudy day. Looking for the rainbow.
Cool, that's sounding pretty good to me. So now that we've kind of boosted, so let's boost up the highs a little bit more so we can do a little more extreme de-essing.
Soaking up the sunshine.
Some of that sparkle.
Chasing after blue skies.
So here.
Nothing else makes me smile like heaven on a cloudy day.
The S's.
Soaking up the sunshine. Chasing after blue skies.
Okay.
Nothing else makes me smile like heaven on a cloudy day. Soaking up the sunshine.
Cool. I think that's sounding pretty great. One other really amazing thing is here, even though it's this small section, you can actually add another Waves plugin of your choice. It has to be a Waves plugin, but you can add any of your Waves plugins collection. So if you wanted to add a reverb or something, so let's do that. Let's add a reverb. Let's find a nice room reverb. Let's add this one knob wetter, which is a cool plugin, simple, builds a lot of kind of room space.
Soaking up the sunshine, chasing after blue skies. Nothing else makes me smile like heaven on a cloudy day.
So we've got that all built in. Just within this one plugin so far, we've got saturation, we've got a gate, we've got EQ, we've got compression, we've got filtering, and now we've got a reverb. And then we go over here to this main section and we can kind of make sure everything is where we want it to be. So we've got our input and output. Obviously those are just our overall volumes. Make sure we're not clipping.
Soaking up the sunshine, chasing after blue skies.
Got a wonderful picture of the legendary Andrew Scheps right there. So you can turn a limiter on, which makes it really cool if you were going to use this on your master bus.
Soaking up the sunshine, chasing after blue skies. Nothing else makes me smile.
So you can make sure you're not clipping anywhere. And that's the basic rundown of this. I might add a little bit more saturation.
Soaking up the sunshine, chasing after blue skies.
Might try this even. Let's see if that does.
Soaking up the sunshine, chasing after blue skies. Nothing else makes me smile like heaven.
So now what I want to do is just mute and unmute each section here. That way you can kind of hear. So I'll turn everything off. See if I can open this guy. Yep. So I'll turn that off just by clicking it. We'll turn everything off one by one. Then we'll do a full reset of the entire thing so we can kind of hear what it sounds like. So here's with nothing on.
Soaking up the sunshine, chasing after blue skies.
Drive.
Nothing else makes me smile like heaven.
Compressor.
On a cloudy day.
Q.
Looking for the
Deesser.
rainbows. Soaking up the
Reverb.
sunshine, chasing after blue skies.
We'll turn it all off.
Nothing else makes me smile.
So still a good recorded vocal, just a dry vocal.
Soaking up the sunshine.
But then with this one plug-in, we'll turn this on.
Blue skies. Nothing else.
Now let's do it the same way in the mix. So this is off.
Soaking up the
Bypassed.
sunshine, chasing after
We'll turn it on.
blue skies. Nothing else makes me smile like heaven on a cloudy day. Looking for the rainbows, even when I feel alone. Nothing else helps me more, 'cause even when it rains.
So you can hear just with this one plug-in, there's a ton of modules within it, but you're able to really take a vocal from a standard kind of dry, kind of boring sounding vocal, run it through all these modules, all built in. You can completely customize each one. If you didn't want to put a reverb, if you want to put the reverb on the send, because like typically what I would do is I would have a reverb like this, a shorter reverb on the vocal itself, and then I would have a longer reverb on a send channel. But you could do it however you wanted. You could do delay, you could do an additional compressor, whatever you want it to be, but you can add that Waves plugin right here. And then that's it. With this one simple plugin, you can kind of take that entire vocal through the entire process. And you can put this on every single channel. Like I said, you know, drums would be a great way to do this, utilizing the gate. Same thing with bass guitar. You can use this on any channel. And I've seen a lot of videos with Andrew Scheps talking about this plugin, that he uses this on a ton of channels. And then you can use it on the entire mix bus. But I just wanted to take this and kind of show you how to use it on one vocal channel, and then you can apply it to your mix and all the other tracks in your session. So that's it. A quick look at Andrew Scheps Omni Channel by Waves. One of my favorite plugins that I'm just starting to dig into now. So versatile and can take all of those things instead of having to go in and try to stack, okay, what compressor am I going to use? What EQ am I going to use? It's just all built in. The double Deesser is really nice to be able to dial out and fine tune the frequencies that you don't want to have so much in your mix. Personally, I love the mix knob on the compressor because then you can dial up the compression sound you want that's nice and strong and then dial it back as you would do in parallel compression, or keep the mix at 100% and dial it in a little softer, and then you could add a secondary compressor on your open channel strip. Whatever you want to do, it's completely customizable. And as you saw on this entire vocal channel, we just had the auto-tune plugin for a little pitch correction, and then the Scheps Omni Channel for the rest. So I hope that makes sense. If you want to check out the Omni Channel or any of the other Great Waves plugins, click my link below. We'll get you direct access to Waves. They're always running incredible deals. And if you use my link, it'll save you a little bit of money on your purchase. And I would highly recommend that you grab this and many of the other Waves plugins, as they are great, easy to use, really powerful, and they will help you bring your production to the next level. Thanks so much for stopping by. Leave a comment below of what you'd like me to cover on the next quick production tip video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon. Now go make some music, and we will see you on the next video.
Looking for the